I'm ready. Tournaments are gonna start.
Maybe I'll holler at MK.
Should be live.
I think you should.
But I'm not a big fighting game fan.
I breathe for that shit.
I could, I'll complete the story, and then if the homies is over, I give you the business. But other than that, I'm not like in there learning all the moves and practicing for hours.
Which is exactly what I look like,
My
bro.
homie Jay, he does all that.
Minimal blinking.
He's big into any fucking fighting game. But ladies and gentlemen, human horses, boys and girls,
and the women especially, y'all coming up right now. I love it.
Yes. We are in the end game now. Welcome to.
If he does this to me, bro, I already told him. I was like, dude, keep the door unlocked.
We're recording this on the day of the movie drop.
Right.
For the U.S. at least.
So in retrospect, my week is phenomenal.
Right. This is the A is for Avengers podcast. I'm about to tell this man all the spoilers that I see.
You're gonna tell them too, which is terrific.
I'm just kidding, guys. So don't tune out of the live stream. Don't turn off.
I was about to say we just dropped all viewers, bro.
Don't go to another YouTube video. I'm just kidding, guys. This is the A is for A podcast, and this is episode 14. I'm here with my guy Intellect.
What's going on, guys?
Man,
how are you?
Like we said, it's a big week, especially for this podcast and many people around the world. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Avengers Endgame is dropping.
It's ridiculous to think that it's here right now. You know what I mean? For anybody who has been a fan of the movies, but also to have dug deep into like the comics and the stories behind the films, this is like a childhood thing. Many people have been waiting 11 years, but I know a lot of people that have been waiting 20 years for this film. You know what I mean? 20, 30 years for this film. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm not gonna say anything.
Too excited.
I may have or may not have already seen it. So I'm not gonna say anything though, but
Factor has his ways.
Yeah.
Factor's not shy of finding the opportunity.
I mean, see, my main point is I had to avoid all the spoilers. So what I did is I went to the movie theater early. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I snuck in on a secret screen.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's definitely
that's a covert op mission. I feel like they upped their security for secret
dope. And for the people in these comments, please do not spoil it if you've seen it.
Don't do it.
Even if you're listening to this podcast, a week from now, please, man. You know how serious it is. You can't spoil it.
Give the
That's
people
why I keep my
their time. You got to give them their time, man. Absolutely.
But I didn't want it to get it spoiled for me because I won't be able to really officially go see it until like Saturday. And you already know the second people walk out of that theater is tweets, it's Facebook posts, they snapping the whole time.
Right,
You
absolutely.
know what I'm saying? And I gotta avoid all that. You can't check any YouTube comments. This shit is toxic out here, bro.
I'm on a social media blackout right now.
Yeah, some people will just go into random comments on whatever social media and just post a spoiler.
I'm gonna be scared to leave here and watch this YouTube stream right now.
Yeah. So just stay away from the comments. Just hit that X button.
Right.
Just in case there is somebody out
Tunnel
there
vision.
who wants to be an asshole.
Man.
But the A is not for an asshole.
Absolutely not. That's not what we represent here.
No. But we're definitely gonna get into it 2 weeks from now. We're gonna have the full breakdown, and that might be a full Avengers episode. But I'm sure some shit's gonna
yeah, we're gonna have to go deep on that. We are excavating.
We're gonna get, I want to say 45 minutes to an hour, man. This is
and y'all know why. Like, it's not even like anybody who knows Endgame, that's not a surprise to you to hear that time frame.
And this is the ending of 22 movies. So, of course, there's a lot to talk about and a lot to talk about where we go from here. Which
Phase 4.
Because they're going to have Disney Plus. Fox just got bought, so eventually... And we discuss this pretty much every fucking week. But it is what it is. This shit's
It's a running trend for a reason.
Go out there and enjoy Endgame. We are in the Endgame now, like I said.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't spoil it for people. And,
and you know what?
2 weeks from now. So we're telling you right now, if you haven't watched it in 2 weeks, you might We'll give a timestamp and everything.
We'll give you a timestamp, 100%. But also, too, there is a whole culture of spoilers out there. People who like to spoil. That's why all of those YouTube videos have tremendous amount of views. So just talk amongst yourselves, all right?
Yeah.
Leave the innocent bystanders out of this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's my PSA.
PSA for the people. Mm-hmm. Speaking of PSA, you got anything to promote this week?
We have Crazy's Freestyle. That's actually doing really well right now.
Acid Rain?
Acid Rain, yeah.
We were just talking
phenomenal.
about Chance the Rapper before the podcast.
We
might have to do that discussion. Maybe not today.
That's a
one
deeper
day.
beat.
Maybe closer to the album drop.
We'll
give our Chance the Rapper deep dive.
Absolutely.
But
and forgive me, that's a one take. That's Crazy's one take of Chance the Rapper's Acid Rain. That was one of my favorite verses. Like I said, his level of depth was just crazy on that. So definitely go check that out. That's on Facebook. Seattle's New Age Politics. And Crazy has a video dropping, I'd probably say mid-May. And that video is smooth. And we're extremely excited about it, man. We had a lot of really close people come out, do it. Big shouts out to Garen Chadwick. It's going to be fun, man. It's going to be crazy. I'm excited. So that is tentative in terms of the specifics, but I gave you a net. You know what I'm saying? You can understand the realm. So other than that, we're loving it. What about yourself?
Oh, 420.
Mm-hmm.
We just dropped Everywhere I Go. Smoking track, obviously.
Bet. You have to. It's 420.
420.
Come
I
on.
had to do it right, It's basically, about everywhere we go. I smoke. Keep one rolled up for the road. You know what I'm saying?
That's actually super true.
You know what I'm saying? When you're in the hotel rooms and shit, you gotta cover up the smell. Put the towel under the door.
Also, too, if you have dryer sheets, put them in a empty toilet paper tube and blow it through there.
I don't enjoy that. But
how about that?
I've done that for sure.
If I'll be honest with you, if you're smoking dank, it doesn't really help that much.
We just hang out the window.
Okay.
As best we can.
I tried that. Yep, that works.
Yeah.
Just blow it straight out the window, like
straight to the point.
Last time we were in Cali, we hid ourselves behind the curtain, real tight, and smoked and blew it out the window. And then we were taking turns going inside of the curtain. So
I like that.
So
you got to get innovative sometimes, and that's okay.
That's
a
real
part of the fun of smoking.
When you're a real pothead, you're gonna figure out ways to smoke. Like, I don't got any flour this week, but I got this here cartridge, so
you know what I'm saying? He's definitely
everywhere I go,
not shy. Like I said,
I smoke.
He's an opportunist.
So make sure you go check that out on the Only Dreamers YouTube page. Everywhere I go, Odd Squad family outright meow.
Bet.
And also Denver. We Odd Squad family. Me and my motherfucking brothers and Matt Hat behind the camera. Shout out to Matt Hat. We will be in you, Denver.
In you.
We will be there for sure.
Damn, that's gotta be so
our
exciting.
show's on the 24th at Sports Watch Bar and Grill. It's definitely the closer it gets, the more I'm excited. We really started running these rehearsals. Like when I say running these rehearsals.
Yes.
We're running around.
That's one of my favorite warm-ups for a performance. Is to run around and say my verses that I can do. Because if I can go through and say my whole verse while on the treadmill, I'm ready. I mean, my whole set while I'm on the treadmill, I'm ready.
Right.
And I'm sure I'm not going to be able to do that for once we start getting to those hour performances, but a good 30-minute set, you know what I'm saying? If you can hit that on the treadmill,
yeah, for sure.
Feel good about yourself.
You know
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's exciting.
Denver, yeah, Sports Watch Bar and Grill, May 24th.
Do you know if they have good food?
I don't. I've never been there.
Okay.
Never been there.
Hit the menu up. All right. Put some comments in. See what you think about that menu.
Yeah. And also the next day, May 25th, we will be out here in Mesa, Arizona at Club Red. And both these tickets are online. We can put them in the description for sure.
I'll have tickets for Club Red on our website tomorrow. But if you Google Odd Squad Family Club Red, the tickets are for sale right now.
And if you are in the Phoenix area, we would love to see you guys. Yeah.
I'll definitely be there.
Oh, yeah.
Come kick it with your boy.
Come kick it. Yeah, you get a picture with the squad, picture with the pod.
You know what I'm saying? Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Two birds with one stone.
That's worth it
May 24th,
itself.
Sports Watch Bar and Grill, Denver, Colorado. May 25th, Mesa, Arizona, Club Red. Be there or be square.
He said it.
I wonder where that comes from.
I mean, I understand the square reference in the idea. That's normally reference to a person who is like, you know, not about that life.
I was talking to my lady earlier, and she had never heard the expression, "That's nothing to shake a stick at." Have you ever heard that?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Where that come from?
Yeah, absolutely. that one loses me 100%.
Can we look that up? Let's see.
Where to shake a stick at?
Is
that like a blind
to shake a
reference?
stick at?
Do you think it's a blind reference? Like, it's not important. Whatever. I don't need to know it's there.
I don't know, or maybe it's a sexual reference. Like, she ain't bad. That's nothing to shake a stick at.
Okay, so was that like referencing your dick is the stick?
Yeah.
Okay, because I was thinking like that or like a dog reference, like fetch.
Huh.
Depends on how demeaning. I'd say if that was built in the 1960s, it's the dog reference. Because that was just kind of a time where they were just really assholes.
I wonder
to
how old that is.
You know,
that's nothing to shake a stick at.
That's a super old. I don't feel like the 70s would have came up with that phrase. You know what I mean? That's older than 70s, I feel.
Let's see. The sense in the second and third quotations seem to fit this idea. Nothing worth shaking a stick at means nothing of value. Equal to any man you could shake a stick at means the speaker is equal to any man of consequence.
But I feel like that definition told me nothing.
Yeah, it basically says it's nothing interesting. It's nothing that's of note.
That still didn't explain to me like why shaking a stick is the symbolism.
I get
to
what
not
it means,
being interesting.
but I wonder where
like,
the shaking of
fuck
the
yeah,
stick.
I like this shit.
Because a lot of these phrases come from actual things.
Shaking sticks. Right. Matt, have you ever shook a stick to show your gratitude at something?
Like maybe a pointer? You know what I mean?
Oh, I like these
read
points.
A theory online that maybe it came from people using pointers. I don't know.
That's true. That's true.
Oh,
you know?
like in college, like, hey!
Yeah.
Right. And I feel like
the board?
every old school picture of a teacher has either a big ruler in her hand.
Yeah.
Because I never got excited about anything. It was like, yeah! I started shaking a stick. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, that's never been an impulse for me to show
like, hold up,
my love for something. Yo, this club is popping. Where's that stick, bro?
I mean, unless we're talking sexual, I can't think of anything exciting to deal with stick shaking.
Right, that's what he thought. I was like, okay. I mean, that's the most viable route to go.
And that's what you get on this fucking podcast, yo. We get deep dives. Like the time we deep dove into She Put Her Foot in It. You weren't here for that one. That was our Thanksgiving episode last year. Nubs have never heard the expression. Oh, Matt didn't either. Of She Put Her Foot in It.
I don't think I've ever heard of that.
God, here we're gonna have to go into it. It just means the food is good, right?
Okay, so I feel like I have.
It was just like the shake the stick situation to where
she really put her foot in it.
Like she put it down, like.
Yeah, I like
she gave it her all, so she put her foot in it. You know
like for me, it's like if you're yanking something out and like you really put your
chef
back counterweight, she put her foot in it like it was a stance.
Oh, she
worked that out.
She put her foot in. Okay.
Absolutely. For those of you who are listening right now, we're doing a lot of pantomime, but
we're shaking sticks and cooking right now.
Right.
I'm sure you could imagine what the jig is.
100%. I feel like people that listen to podcasts naturally have to have some sort of imagination.
It's theater of the mind.
It is.
That's why I listen to podcasts. It's a cool medium. How was your week?
My week was good, man. My holiday was good. How was your holiday?
It was great. It was fantastic. Shout out to Vaping for the
Yeah, Vaping and Herbal Wellness Center, man. They hooked it up.
Absolutely.
That party that they threw.
Yeah, it was lit.
What was it? Clearly Baked?
Clearly Baked.
Where was it?
The Sheridan?
Clarendon,
yeah.
Okay. I've never heard of Clarendon.
It's downtown Phoenix. But it's tight, man. They rented out the whole hotel. Like, the entire hotel.
Dope.
Rented out.
That's crazy.
Just smoking up everywhere.
Dabs.
The VIP, like, they had to hire.
Best way to do it.
You could either buy a hotel room if you wanted to stay there for the night, or they had, like, VIP rooms for, like, the people they invited. But
that's so dope.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, like, smoking is such a foundation, so there's not really a key demographic of people that were there, you know what I mean? I'm sure there was a whole...
it was a collective...
Different,
It was definitely a good vibe, good time, so shout out to Vaping and Herbal Wellness, man.
That's phenomenal.
That was epic. Just a lot of weed smoke, some edibles.
Okay.
Some shortbread edibles. Fire.
Shortbread edibles. That's phenomenal.
A bunch of
shortbread has like such a subtle flavor too, so it's just like if you can make weed taste like shortbread, that's a goddamn talent.
It is for sure.
That's nuts. Yeah, my 420 was super good. Kicked it with my lady. Nice. Kicked it with my mom. She's visiting here from Seattle, so we hit up the Cajun Festival out here in Chandler. I've been hitting up a whole lot of festivals. Chandler is fire with the festivals right now. It was pretty dope. It wasn't too crowded, man, and the food there was unreal. Unreal. Just hands glistening, just eating shrimp. I was ready.
Man, if I would have knew, I would have been out there.
It was pretty phenomenal.
I live on the border of Mesa, Gilbert, Chandler, and Tempe.
Chandler right now has a festival.
Like the Four Corners within Arizona? Or
yes.
About the last 4 weekends.
Like if I go west a couple blocks, it turns into Tempe. If I go south 1 block, that shit turns into Chandler.
Yeah, it's a good location.
If I go a couple blocks to the east, that shit turns into fucking Gilbert.
Yeah, I'm right there on the border of Glendale and Phoenix. So like if I cross my street, I'm in Phoenix. If I go back to my side of the street, I'm in Glendale.
Listen, it's just all Phoenix for those out of state.
Yeah, I was about to say.
It's just the
we started getting to like a Californian style conversation. Yeah, I just take the 10 and I go down.
I live in Rancho Cucamonga.
Yeah, I'm right off Sunset.
Yeah, it's technically not LA,
But you're sleeping on these
Long Beach
festivals, man, because they're all food related. There was the Great American Festival, there was the Food Truck Festival. I've been like the last 3 weekends in a row just exercising my gluttony, and it's been pretty peak in a way to celebrate a weekend. So 420 was not any different, and it was cool, man. I love festival vibes and like street festivals because your character can be infinite there. You know what I mean? You can literally just make friends until you leave. And I just love environments like that, man. Most people are just kind of open in those situations.
Yeah, we spoke about it before the Taco and Tequila Fest. That was the only festival I ever been to.
Flame.
And,
I'm trying to go on like a festival tour.
That was successful.
I think that would be super.
I'm trying to do a real fucking festival. Like, let's go to Coachella.
Yo, I would go to Coachella.
We'll do it for the pod.
That would be kind of flame.
If we don't get invited to perform.
I don't even know, to be honest, how much a Coachella ticket is.
I don't know. I heard it's pretty expensive.
I'm thinking it's in the thousands.
Yeah. And they
for sure.
They sell I think they go on sale like 6 months before.
I'm gonna say
and shit.
I would say like $2,100 to get a ticket. That's my guess.
Resale value probably.
Really? You think it's more expensive than $2,100?
I think it's less expensive.
Okay, resale.
Just for a regular ticket. Right. But if somebody buys a ticket and resells it, I can see it going for that much, especially as it gets closer.
Right.
The value goes up.
100%. Supply and demand.
It was funny. I was watching some YouTube videos interviewing people that go to Coachella. It just gave me the vibe.
It's a wide array.
It's like a successful Fire Fest. Like it's just rich kids that just are there for the clout. And you know, every year Coachella comes around, it's blowing up social media.
And Ja Rule's walking around like, why not me?
Right?
Why not me?
Shout out to Ja Rule.
It's really not that bad. About 400 for weekend one.
Word.
Somewhere around there.
That's not bad at all. I totally thought it was going to be at least in the thousands.
Nah, that resale for sure.
I feel like it's $400 for a Drake ticket. You're going to all of Coachella.
Yeah, that shit's...
You know what I'm saying? Like...
But you could get a pair of $50 Kanye socks. Some quote-unquote... I'm doing air quotes here. That's why I said quote-unquote.
Quote-unquote.
Church socks.
Church socks.
Did you see the Kanye stream? I watched the whole thing live.
I didn't watch the whole thing.
It was about
I saw
2 hours.
like little snippets of it.
It was cool. And the music's jamming.
Of course.
For sure. But
it's Kanye.
He's trying to be creative. So you go... The only view of it was through this little tiny hole that's like 10% of your screen. I'll give it more than that. Maybe 30% of your screen.
Right.
And the rest is black. You're just watching it. It's like watching.
Yeah, for those who haven't seen it, if you've ever had like those brawny towels or like just those big like paper towels that you rip off and it gets down to the center of it and you put it up to your eye, that's pretty much what it was.
Yeah, everybody's done that when they're a kid. Like
100%.
You're trying to be a pirate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. He was selling like $225 sweater. You know what I think? I think Kanye's trying to start a cult.
You know,
it seemed very cultish.
I couldn't tell you that he's not trying to start a cult, and that's just scary within itself.
If you think about it, he might already have a cult. Because people that will pay $50 for some brown socks. and $250
it's a test of mentality
for a baggy ass brown sweater.
It's a test of mentality
that says Sunday service.
I want to know more about it. I definitely want to go like that's definitely something to experience to understand it fully, and I understand that not having like experienced that, but still from the outside looking in, man, that's just weird to me. You know what I mean? Like to the point where I mean, like I get it. You know. You are big into the idea that everyone is their own God, you know, and he promotes that. He is a God himself with what he, you know, has and proof through what he's done. But at the same time, like, I don't like Kim K said it herself. There's no sermon. There's no books. There's no, you know, Christianity, like true, like church feels of it. It's just the feels, it's the vibe of that. So I don't necessarily, I think it's a little weird to take the traditions of a sacred traditional practice and like kind of use it to like throw your music in and like now you're crying because you're emotional about it, which once again probably has context that I don't understand, and I'll totally admit that, but still that's just like, I don't know, that looked a little off to me.
Contrived. He's trying to rebrand. I feel like. This is my personal opinion. He went and he jumped out the fucking window talking about Trump. This is my superpowers. This, that, blah, blah, blah. Not knowing what he's talking about. And now, he's trying to get back in with the people that he pissed off. The black community, right? What's a good way to get back in? Black people love going to church.
Especially if the church is not church.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of people, I feel like through the black culture, Christianity is definitely like super, like it's the controlling, I feel like, in America, it's the majority religion within African Americans.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, but like, I know a lot of black people that don't go to church just because of the environment of like, I'm not really about that pressure.
I think a lot of people are waking up to it too, because I mean,
right. So now they get to have that feeling with Kanye.
Like, because they're seeing that this is like church. They want you to give money to them all the time. You know what I'm saying? And you hear these stories about these pastors riding private jets, and you see how the pastor and his wife are living versus the people that he's giving these sermons to. Right? You see all those memes and shit, you hear the stories every now and then when shit's just super egregious, but it happens all the fucking time.
Right,
so I think maybe that's the reason why, like what you're saying, maybe a lot of people are turning away from the church and just, but everybody's having a spiritual awakening within themselves, I think. And that's a deeper topic.
Right.
Obviously from the Coachella shit, but yeah, he is giving people hope. If you see it like that, you know, like how you're just saying that maybe these people are turning away from the church, but this gives them
a way to feel emotions for that. Exactly. And like, I can understand, and big shouts out to the person that feels that way if they've been to a Sunday service and had a moment. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not here to take the legitimacy away from that moment. I'm here to speak about the overall look of what he is doing, because we can get lost in the details of anything.
Yeah.
Any like, and not to say he is, but just to prove the example of what I'm trying to talk about. You can get lost in the examples or details of anybody, good or bad, to paint whatever picture you want about it. So you have to take a step back and realize overall, you know what I mean? Like, I can sit here and be like, great painter, wonderful speaker, great articulator. He was innovative. He created freeway systems, and I'm talking about Hitler. You know what I'm saying? But like, I'm getting lost in the details. I can keep going. You know what I'm saying? Invented the VW bug. Like, invented the blitzkrieg. That's an amazing war tactic. Like, talking about Hitler. You know what I mean? Like, you can get lost in the details of anything. So it's just like, you got to step back and be like, wait a second. What am I really fucking looking at here? Right. And I feel like the overall look of that, it doesn't sit right with me. Like, if you are truly a God, then you do not need to use the practices of another to boost yourself and give people those feelings. You should create those feelings with your world.
Right.
You know what I mean? Buddha would never go and try and do a Christian style sermon, but do Buddha stuff to get more Buddha people. No, if you're Buddhist, you're Buddhist.
Yeah, you should pay more attention to the message than you do to the messenger.
Right.
Because a lot of people can be corrupt and just know the right things to say. 100%. And they know how to get people together in a spiritual setting and gather people. I mean, we're talking about cults and shit. Like, there's people that do that shit.
Absolutely. And also, too, and that's a really good point in that, not only do you have to look at what is said, you have to look at the results of what is said.
Yeah,
because so many cults, you could probably sit through a speech and like, or get lost in the details or take pieces of that speech and be like, what a peaceful, progressive man. And then everyone's down in Kool-Aid. And it's like, okay, where was the flip here? How'd y'all get this from this?
And if somebody's preaching these words to you and trying to lift you up, you got to look at if they're actually walking what they're talking. And who knows, maybe Kanye had a spiritual awakening, but I can't let him back into the culture. Not for now. He's too crazy. He's too off the wall. He's too unpredictable. We'll get off Kanye.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what? I take it all back.
Big shouts out to him.
We don't let him live, but I ain't gonna fuck with him.
Yeah, big shouts out to him for expanding himself. I'll never take that away from somebody. He's always been a person that's reinvented himself. And if anybody can bounce back or have something to surprise you to keep your attention, it's that family. You know what I mean? Kim K, you know, she is trying to be a lawyer. She's going to be a lawyer.
Yeah.
That's flame.
In California, you don't have to actually graduate from law school.
Right. You can take the apprenticeship. Yeah. Which I feel like in some cases is harder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Naturally, when you're in law school, you're in the environment. You wake up, everything is set intentionally to go sit in a room or sit with a group of people and handle that shit.
But I'm more of a hands-on learner though, so I'd rather do an apprenticeship. I said apprenticeship.
I'd rather do that apprentice shit because
you know I want to be an apprentice shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'd do that shit over going to school because I didn't do very good in school.
Yeah, honestly,
you can't sit there and put me in front of a fucking book and be like, "Hey, yo, check this out, read this." I mean, nowadays I guess I'm more prone to, but back then, when I was in high school,
and she's still hitting the books. Like, she has to set every same standard that a person who graduates from law school. It does. And actually more, because with the apprenticeship, she has to take a test every month, which is super dope. Like, I feel like I'm not going to say, I mean, fuck it, I'll say it. most people in law school are mainly in it for the money that comes with the lifestyle of whatever that is.
Saying that's the reason why most people do any occupation, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? It's money driven.
Mm-hmm.
So to the point where you already have millions, would you have stayed in college? You know what I mean? Like if we were to go on campus and do a survey at a law school and be like, what do you study? Oh, I study this. Oh, I study this. Oh, I study this. Okay. So if you already had 2 companies, probably taking in a cool, just be on the modest side, 10 million a year in revenue, would you still do law school? We'd probably get some yeses for sure, but we'd get a majority no's than yeses for sure.
But then
that takes
a lot of people have never even made that type of money or even seen that type of money. Like, I don't know what I would do. It'd be easy for me to say, in this situation, like, I don't really have much. You know what I'm saying? I'm not part of that 1%. But you're saying if I was part of that 1%, would I still want to go to college? I don't know.
Right. Especially if that wasn't like your first go round.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I bet think most people's instinct would be like, hell no, I already got everything I need. Like, I'll just sit back and chill.
Right.
But it's kind of the thread that we've been talking about. Humans, we can't just stay still, and we have ambitions naturally. And I feel like the people that don't really have those and go chase those are the people that get lost in this.
Right.
So I feel like it's just natural. No matter how much you have, you're always going to have the ambition to get more.
Absolutely.
At least that's how I feel in my mind. I feel like
there's always
it would be easy to
climb.
say, nah. I mean, if I had $10 million, I'd just kick it. But if I had $10 million, I'd probably want $100 million.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
And it's
that's
not
human
even
nature.
greedy. It's just human nature to get and collect. And
but also, too, I personally feel like if she was there specifically to get dollars, she wouldn't be doing social justice.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like she definitely has a certain passion towards it. I'm for that, man. That's dope. Anybody who is trying to expand themselves and put themselves on a completely different platform, bro, she's got an uphill battle. You think the people that are on Twitter talking shit is the big thing, you know what I mean, that she has to worry about? No, there are judges right now that are like, come into my courtroom, man, I'm gonna fuck you up. Like, verbally, I'm gonna show you how to be a lawyer, you know what I mean? And she's gotta come, she's really gotta prove herself. And I don't know, man.
It makes sense because
that's crazy. That's a lot to take on.
If you do have that much money, and why not just follow your passion and do something that you're passionate about,
Absolutely.
or do something that you care about, try to make a change in the world with all your influence and your money. And that's why I can't salute Kim K. There's a lot of shade and hate coming for her, but
yeah.
Man, shout out to Kim, man.
Big shouts out, man.
Hey, and you think any case that she gets is going to be super high profile.
Thank you.
Everybody's going to know about it. So
heavy publicity.
Yeah, and with her already getting people out of jail and shit, like, she'll find somebody that she sees that needs help. And then since she's standing by this person, we go and dig into the stories, and it becomes an outrage, like it did with the lady with the drug charges or whatever. Like, that became a huge deal to where the president was like, "Hey, go ahead, man." At some point, like, with your influence and everything, she's doing a good thing. Like, I don't think she's doing it just. I mean, she could be doing a storyline though.
There are easier storylines.
Right.
She, like,
and she's
don't get it wrong.
Passionate about it for the last couple of years, or the last year or so.
And everybody can agree there is a million Kim K's out here, right? Mm-hmm. The reason why she is where she is at, and all of the other Kim K's aren't where they're at, is because she has to be at genius level with something. You know what I mean? She's in that percentage for a reason.
People just don't want to give her credit.
They don't want to give her credit. And I feel like there's certain forms of genius, and I feel like there's a certain genius about understanding the way humans will react to something to continue to get attention. Maybe there was, she has a past and did what she did to get to where she's at, but she's maintained that. Mm-hmm. She's maintained that for so long, and now she's taking the publicity that she's gained, and she's being a catalyst. You know what I mean? Like,
I want to see what comes out of this, because if nothing comes out of it and she does give up, then it's all for nothing, right? Like,
facts.
We're bigging her up, and we don't even know.
We don't even know if she'll fucking last a month.
More of my perspective these days, I want to look at the positive and everything. I was listening to this podcast the other day with Mike Posner, he was talking about this book he read, and basically the book was saying that every day we go through categorizing everything. I hate this, I like that, I hate this, I love this, I hate this.
This is this is blue, red.
Yeah.
Right.
Instead of doing that, instead of having an opinion on everything, just love everything. It's easier. So everything that comes out, I want to see it as a positive. I want to look on the positive side of things. Like,
right.
I'm going to love everything versus, nah, I don't like that. I don't want to dislike anything. If you think about it, it is way easier because if not, you're just making lists in your brain and you have these fucking stupid ass feelings that come up when you
right.
see something that you don't like. Instead of that, just love it, man. Just love everything.
I mean, that's very true. I feel like idealistically that is the mind frame to go towards. That's all something that we should all strive towards. But at the end of the day, there is, category is needed. You know what I mean? To understand what hurts you, to understand what you don't want to do again, to understand that, you can't just, I love this shitty situation. Sometimes there is beauty in the chaos of going, fuck, I never want to be here again. This is the moment where I say, no, let's start, let's begin. I love you, I'm out. You know what I mean?
Not having an opinion on it. Say, all the topics that we talk about. You look at a story, this Kim K shit. Instead of saying, I hate it.
Oh, she ain't gonna make it. Stay in your lane, Kim K.
It happens even with little shit. You find yourself not wishing good for people, especially if it comes to something that you want. I've been guilty of it in the past. You know what I'm saying? I see somebody drop a dope ass video, something in me I look for something to kind of hate in that. You know what I'm saying? Just because, this is me, this is what I love. You know what I'm saying? I'm being selfish about it. Instead of hating something because, you know what I'm saying, I'm jealous or envious, whatever it is, that feeling that comes up, instead of having a negative feeling about it, let me congratulate it. And I was doing that when I was going through the topics this week, and I'm like, we can form opinions, but at the end of the day, I think I'm aiming towards just loving everything. So when the Kim K shit came out, you know what I'm saying, this is just another storyline, we killing people. Whoa, I can't wait to clown her. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm saying it's a positive to this. And not everything has a positive. There's negative shit that you can
100%
dislike.
This is an extremely positive thing, honestly. She could have chose any route. She could have chosen entertainment lawyer, which she probably would have had way more ease in. You know what I mean? The judges, the jury, that whole community is more apt to her style and what her background is. You know what I mean? But she chose social justice. I'm sure there's people in there that are already bro, she ain't even gonna make it, really gonna have to test her. But for me, the reason why I'm so excited about this ultimately is I feel like this is the year of positive catalysts. We are getting people that we can definitively say, that is a person that I look up to, that is who I want to be. Jay-Z has done more for this community publicly with what he's done and taken the hip-hop community under his wing.
Even a lot of shit, I'm sure, not publicly.
Right, absolutely.
I'm sure the majority of the shit that he does good in the game is low-key because he's not the rah-rah look at me type of
No, not at all. Chance the Rapper and everything that he's done for Chicago, he's really putting in work for Chicago. And then of course, Nipsey, you know what I mean? This is the year of positive catalysts. If she does do this, in the event that she becomes a lawyer and gets a high-profile case on a minority that wouldn't have had a chance without that high-profile case, and everybody getting behind the story of this person and loving that person, and also her doing her thing, if that happens, that's not dropping the baton. You know what I'm saying? Right. The marathon continues.
Right. I like that. The marathon fucking continues. Did you see the shit? I don't know. You don't really be on Twitter, do you?
Not much.
It will come to Facebook in a couple months because it trickles down. But
that's hilarious.
I actually deleted my Facebook. That's a story. We get into
You
that
deleted your Facebook?
I deleted the app off my phone.
Okay.
But that's for another podcast. We'll get into that. Just my thoughts on Facebook.
Right.
But anyway, Twitter. It was trending yesterday. Crayola had put out this tweet saying that help us name this new color of blue, and it was trending worldwide. Nipsey Blue. Everybody was like, yo, Nipsey Blue.
God, that would be
dope.
top notch.
That would be dope.
I don't think that Crayola is about that life. I think they're like, you know what? He's a super innovative guy, but the only real reason why he's super affiliated with Blue
is because his gang.
Right. So I don't know if we're able to crip walk this new color out, to the kids around the world.
Because it's Nipsey Blue. You know what I'm saying? You're not painting the sky Nipsey Blue. There's just sky blue. You know what I'm saying? What are you gonna color?
Oh no,
when
bro.
a little kid goes
it's
to school,
Nipsey Blue, everything.
Yeah. So, but that I thought that was definitely a good look. I love that.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah, I thought that was.
It's things like that made me want to go back on Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter is a very interesting place. It's a wormhole, man.
Yo, flame.
It's a wormhole for sure.
I mean, so is every social media.
But yeah.
I'll get in an Instagram vortex like none other.
So, I can't stay on Instagram for too long.
It's like a reverse hyperbolic chamber. You get out and you're like, oh, years have passed. What the fuck? I just had 2 birthdays on this timeline, bro.
I'm like that with YouTube. Like literally hours. I was trying to check the other day by looking on my screen on time, but since I can exit out of the app, it's not the app that's actually on my phone. I want to see how long I actually play YouTube every day.
Oh, you can check. That's definitely easy.
Yeah,
you can see your average watch hours.
Yeah, that's why I was. Can I? I
believe you can.
YouTube, huh?
You can with Instagram.
See, I was trying to look at that through my phone. It wouldn't give me the watch hours because I'm technically not watching it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So.
Wait, what do you mean?
I got YouTube Premium because I watch so much YouTube that I have to pay for Premium because I can't deal with fucking ads.
Absolutely. Well, that makes sense.
And
he said,
so yeah, I don't
YouTube
have
Premium,
to be on the YouTube
features.
video. You see, like we're playing right here on my phone.
Right.
Or I could just go out and my bad, I took a screenshot. I go out and it'll still play.
Right.
Like mostly with the default YouTube app, you can't exit the app while you're.
So technically, okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah, so you don't watch.
So I can't see my actual YouTube time.
Right.
I guess it doesn't matter.
That's flame.
Topics. Shout out to my YouTube users. Where were we?
We just got off Kim K.
Oh, we just got off Kim K.
We just got off Kim K.
Oh, we were talking about Nipsey and also, did you hear about the dude that got shot with Nipsey? The reason Nipsey was going up to the store that day was to hook his homie up. That
just got
20 years, yeah.
Yeah.
So he was hooking him up. They both got shot. Nipsey died, obviously, and
he got shot too. Oh yeah, there was multiple people.
He got shot. Yeah, there was another person who got shot, but a couple weeks ago, it came out that dude had got arrested because he wasn't supposed
Again?
Yeah, the dude that just got out of jail.
Yeah.
He got arrested for being around a gang member.
Bro. Yo, bro. That's ridiculous, man. What, are you kidding me, man? Like, Lemony Snicket can't write a more unfortunate event. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no more worse luck than that, bro. Like, you have to dig deep in the shit barrel to get a worse off fate than that. Bro spent 22 years? Or 20 years?
Yeah, something like that. 20,
it was in the 20s.
20-something.
It was 20-something. 20, 22.
Red did mad years.
Bro, more than 2 decades in there. And just to get out, probably have a cheeseburger, and get shot, and then just go back in.
Yeah, but they did end up releasing him. So that's good. They probably...
Where'd they find him?
I think they say he was in the
like,
hospital.
He
was in a wheelchair because of the shooting. And then I think
he's in a fucking
Oh, they
wheelchair?
picked him up at his halfway house. That's what it was.
Oh my God, bro.
And they brought him in.
He was in a wheelchair at a halfway house when they picked him up and sent him back to fucking jail. How long is he? Okay, so this is like a violation of probation. So
yeah,
we got to figure out how long he's in there, man.
I think he's already out. I think he got out last week.
All right, bet.
So
I'm happy it wasn't like
they probably seen they
broke it like 5 years.
Like, yo, this shit is fucked up, bro.
Dude, that man.
Yeah, so
live your life, fam. I'm sorry you're in a wheelchair. That's crazy.
Yeah, man, that's fucked up, man.
All the wiser.
Yeah, cold-blooded, man.
Yeah, that is super cold-blooded, man. Big shouts out to him, bro.
Yeah, man. Get well soon, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you watch the Beyonce documentary? That shit was
It was cold as ice. Of course, I watched it.
No, that was dope. I watched most of it.
I was thoroughly entertained.
It was. She definitely. I never really watched her perform and heard her. And shit.
Yeah.
I was watching that shit. She's fucking savage.
It's unreal.
Yeah, like her breath control.
Yo, the way that she can hold her facial expression. You know she's tired as shit. This is a 2-hour performance for her. You know what I mean? Like, that's insane. Like, to do what she was doing. 54 minutes in, she still didn't do Single Ladies, which everybody knows is literally a dance the entire time. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, damn, bro. You would think you would get that shit out.
Does that follow a tour, or like what's the documentary?
It was from Coachella last year.
Okay.
She did both weekends at Coachella, and they shot the documentary, basically both. And it was dope because they're so dopely choreographed that they're cutting between each weekend. It'll be right on point with the dancing, like her facial expressions and everything. She practiced for fucking 8 months.
That's crazy.
She rehearsed for 8 months. She said 4 with the band and 4 with the choreography people, and it was called Homecoming was her whole theme, and it was like college homecoming theme with marching band and shit, black college.
Yeah, and she went out and she actually, toured different colleges, understood the different drum lines, and actually made her selection with that.
Yeah,
super dope, man. It
had
had such a
all
real
the dancers,
feel to it.
All the musicians that were in it, and she's very, very hands-on with her shit.
Yeah,
and she
gets down, man. She's kind of like
props.
She definitely reminds me of a Janet Jackson. She reminds me. She's kind of closest to Mike Jack of our time, honestly, because of the way that not only is she a phenomenal performer, like any performer watching that who has been on stage, who has been out of breath on stage, but still had 3 songs left or 10 songs left, you know what I mean? Like, and felt that, bro, get up or go or die on this stage. You know what I'm saying? Like, to watch her execution was scary weird, bro. Like,
yeah, and to hear, she sounds basically exactly how she does on record. She, the thing that I peeped and I really like and I want to bring to mind.
Her note stream was crazy.
She was really paying attention to the crowd. You see all the parts where she was pointing at people and specifically talking to you. Oh, I see you right there. How'd you already get that outfit? She got the outfit I'm wearing right now. She was looking at specific people and talking to them. So, a lot of people will lip sync performances like that.
Yeah.
But to hear her sound exactly like she does on record, pay attention to the crowd, hit the choreography, not run out of fucking breath, because I would have
charismatic, still be
sexy.
You out there sweating for an hour and a half.
I don't know what the fuck she put on, but she don't even sweat that much. Maybe she is a goddess for real, because beautiful woman.
She's a Athenian, that's a theory.
She hit that shit.
That's an official thing.
Yo, she hit that shit. So all props to Beyonce. I really enjoyed that, and that made me want to take my performance game to the next level.
Yeah, it was
really
fun to
put
watch
that much dedication into being a performer, because you're a performing artist.
Right.
The media.
It was an experience. Honestly, watching that, I was like, hey, real talk, I would pay money to go see a Beyonce show.
Oh, for sure. When I seen that, I was like, yeah,
respect. I would have been getting down the whole time,
I had to put that shit on my bucket list. I have to go see Beyonce before she stops touring, because she is a phenomenal performer.
I'm not even really into Beyonce that. I didn't listen to the Lemonade album when it dropped.
I was never a big fan, super fan.
I didn't know all of these mainstream women defining pop culture phrases right now are coming from her. You know what I mean? Like Boy Bye. I didn't know that was Beyonce. That's crazy.
Becky with the good her.
Becky with the good her. You know what I'm saying? There was another one, man, that she did from there. That was it's literally
She has a bunch of shit like that, and I like the flow of it. I like how she mixed a bunch of her hits together. She did melodies and shit like.
Right, and like fuck it up.
Yeah.
Like,
mixing a couple.
Like
songs
that's so crazy.
together.
How do you have? Yeah, she's controlling the culture.
The swag and surf with the Soldier Boy.
That was hard.
That shit was. I was at work when I was watching that. I wanted to get up and dance though. Hey, hold up. I was about to swag and surf.
She paid homage, bro. She kept that real. And like like it's so funny, man. Like Soldier Boy has a big head because like low key he is a huge influencer in hip hop. Like he's a huge influencer in hip hop. Was, but still is. He's still paying homage. People are still paying homage. She didn't have to do.
But he's not influencing anybody anymore. He's not influencing hip hop.
Okay, not influence. I guess. Yeah, you're right.
He's an Instagram influencer. I would give him that.
Which counts.
He's not even
the performance.
He's been struggling. He's been in and out of jail. We're not talking about social.
Yeah,
we're picking up Beyonce, but like you were saying, but I like how you're saying it. Yeah, everybody keeps his shit alive. That shit's timeless. But for Beyonce to do that, that's like a salute right there.
That's super dope. Yeah, amazingly talented.
Yeah, incredible. For sure. Podcast is gonna go to the Beyonce show. And, I might be a part of the Beehive now.
It's okay.
After seeing that movie, I might be a part of it.
I'm definitely listening to the next album she drops.
Oh yeah, for sure. I might have to just get titled just so I could listen to it.
That's the marketing plan, bro.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You know, Lemonade just now
funnel.
came out like this past week for all the other streaming platforms.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it just now is available for everything else.
That's crazy. It wasn't like leaked on YouTube.
I'm sure
it had to have been leaked on YouTube.
They were probably pulling that shit, bro. They don't play.
Yeah, not on YouTube.
And from what I heard, Tidal really sounds better. Like the quality.
I have Tidal.
Like it's really.
I love Tidal.
You pay for it?
Yeah. Man. Yeah, I love Tidal.
So
that's the only one that I use.
To Lemonade?
I have an iPhone and I don't have Apple Music.
Why not?
I have only Tidal.
Damn.
I got Tidal and Spotify and like YouTube, but like.
Man, I should probably.
Tidal's my go-to.
I should probably. I'm definitely gonna get Tidal.
I love it, man. All the live streams of the festivals that they do, you know what I mean? You can't grab that on Apple Music. Like, I watched Dreamville live, the festival. Like, that's super dope. Like, there's a lot of performances that go down in New York that they live stream, and like, they'll follow people on tour and like the different blogs they have on there.
That's Jay-Z, so he's connected. That's like a real like rap.
Right.
Focus.
Like they have car tests. Like car tests is super dope to watch. Like if somebody drops an album, they'll get in their car, talk about it. That's dope.
Yeah. That's pretty.
That's Tidal. So, but like, yeah, it's pretty cool, man. I dig that one first. That's the one I gravitated towards.
I just got Apple Music because I don't like Google Play.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's called. I'm not a big fan of just the UI really.
Right.
It's weird. It's clunky and it could be way better.
And then all the people still using iTunes. That's just weird. I mean, Apple Music is here. So
yeah. So once Apple Music was available for Android, I went ahead and downloaded that shit. I got the homie. Shout out to Jay. He put me on this family plan. I don't actually pay for my Apple Music.
Okay. Well then, absolutely. If somebody wants to pay for my Apple Music, I'll definitely try it out, and we can see unbiasedly which one is better.
Yeah, and I guess since we're talking about Apple, I have been talking mad shit about them for a couple of weeks.
You have?
Yeah, and of course we know I'm a Samsung warrior all day.
And that's
Samsung
okay.
night, stand up.
That's okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Because as an Apple person, I'm not going to say
I am a guardian of the galaxy.
I'm better than that.
I am a guardian of the galaxy. You know, you're just a fish just swimming with everybody. You're a sheep anyway.
Bro, I'm a beautiful salmon. I jump upstream and I'm free forever.
No. Everybody has iPhone. Anyway, Samsung tried to drop a folding phone. Well, they did. Well, it didn't officially release. They sent it out to reviewers, and
folding phone. That's pretty flame.
It's pretty dope. It's like the outside. It's like a clamshell type design, and you open it up like a book. And there's an outside screen, but it's super tiny on the front of the phone.
I mean, that's kind of like.
And then you open it up, it's like I think like 7-inch tablet type screen on the inside. It's pretty dope, but it was plastic, and they have this layer on it that looks like a screen protector. So a lot of the reviewers thought it was a screen protector that usually comes on like Samsung phones when you buy them. So they try to peel it off, and it fucked up the phone. And then there's cases of, there's this one case, one dude got some debris.
They're like, don't peel.
Debris inside of the big tablet thing, and it shorted out. So Samsung, they're not going to release that. They're delaying that release.
Okay.
Who would I be if I didn't, report that? And
that is actually super flame. I'll get the folding phone.
On Apple. But yeah, I think the concept is dope. And I think that it could be the future of phones.
It's possible.
Just knowing how much media people consume these days, if you could just fold it out on this big ass screen, dope.
You know what? I think we just cut to the chase, do some Black Mirror shit, and just put it in our contact lenses and just live our life integrated. You know what I'm saying?
We're working on it. I'm sure.
Baby steps. The military's got it right now.
Yeah, we're working on it. So yeah, that's the big thing. Galaxy Fold is being
that's
delayed.
dope.
They made all the reviews.
That might convert me.
In their phones. But it's definitely a dope ass concept, and it's a first generation. So every first generation type tech device is gonna have some issues.
Yeah.
I thought it was dope. I didn't like how small the outside screen was. It was like super tiny. It's like less, or maybe.
That reminds me of the phones back in the day that had the little tiny screen, and they were long, and you flipped it up, and the keyboard was the bottom, and the screen was the top. You know what I'm saying? It was just kind of like a new age version of that phone. Okay. But
well, kind of. It's dope because the whole inside is touch screen.
Right.
Once it gets better and Gorilla Glass figures out a way to make a bendable glass or something.
Right.
The tech's there, but we're in the future, people. We're getting there. So shout out to Samsung. This you know what I'm saying? I'm saying something bad about them, but man, innovation, keep it moving. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Apple ain't do that. See, Apple's safe. They're smart. They like to get their shit working good. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And until it's perfect, right? They wouldn't release a folding phone until it was absolutely perfect. That's why they ain't released the AirPower. That's why they canceled that shit. So.
100%. And at the end of the day, we
Samsung
all think
it's
going to get to holograms. But let's be real, no phone company's going to make something that just projects right here, because people be watching dirty shit. They don't want everybody else to know what they're watching on their phone. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
all the time. So it's not going to get to holograms.
At one point, we're all going to be in each other's mind anyway. There's going to be no secrets, right?
Wow. I mean, that will make the justice system
get that Neuralink
irrelevant.
Fucking Elon Musk shit, and where our brains are connected to the internet, I think we're going to know what each other are thinking.
I don't think I would do that if given the choice.
His idea is that it'll just give you more bandwidth.
That's hilarious. I feel like that explanation is way too simple for the process.
Well, that's the simple explanation of it.
Right. I mean, absolutely, you can simplify anything that can be horrifying and not good for you. But I don't think that I would do that. There's not a reason for me to. But, I understand why it's an incredibly intriguing thing.
Yeah, I'm not uploading my brain into anything.
I'm not uploading my brain into shit.
Well, they already have, I don't know if you've seen this one even on the shit, but this is a story I was hearing about earlier this week is the kid that's suing Apple for $1 billion because their in-store facial recognition falsely identified him as this dude that was in Boston, ran into the Apple store, grabbed a bunch of shit, and ran out.
Right.
So they came to his apartment or something in New York and arrested him, and they said that it was him. But the story ended up being somebody had stole his temporary ID before, and one time when the dude that was stealing all the shit got caught at the Apple store, he gave them that name. So they have facial recognition in these stores, and they obviously sent a report to the police, and they went all the way to another fucking state. Like, you would think, wouldn't that have to be some FBI shit?
Absolutely. You can't move that fast.
You can't go to other states and investigate shit like that.
Right.
Unless it's a federal case, right?
Yeah.
That's
it's out of, the only, it turns into a, federal jurisdiction.
Yeah, so the police even realize what the fuck happened, and it's just weird to know that. Well, it's been a known thing that people go and rob these Apple stores all the fucking time. It's
right.
Snatch and grab because they're just open floor concept. It's so weird. They're like robots, man. Anyway, it's been easy to steal from, so a lot of people were stealing from, so they're starting to put this technology in there and like, what database are they looking in to see these faces and get the name from it? You know what I'm saying? We can't read each other's thoughts yet, but the government knows all of our moves. You can't do it.
It's not necessarily knowing the face to the name. It's just the idea of you've already put the name in the phone, and now the phone is recognizing.
Well, no, it's not
this
even
signature
the phone.
of a face.
It's the cameras in the store. The security cameras in the Apple store have facial recognition. So when they scan that dude's face, the
database comes from this.
So he had already. I don't know, man.
Good
This shit
point.
is so weird. But anyway,
and for those who are listening that don't know what Matt pointed to, we're not going to tell you.
It's an iPhone.
I mean, it's literally facial recognition to unlock my phone and enter all my passwords.
They're just like, so honestly, I have an iPhone.
In their database, so
I have an
access. Why
Max.
wouldn't they use that on their cameras if I were a threat to security or
right?
You know,
I still don't have facial recognition on my phone. I'll use the passcode.
But did you give them the permission to put your facial recognition data in a database?
Nope.
Probably.
Your biometrics?
Nope.
I don't know.
Did you read the terms and agreements?
Not yet. That's why I didn't do it.
That's a big problem, people.
I didn't accept it.
That's how they get you, man.
I ain't doing
I'm putting my code in for the rest of my life. I'm straight with that. I don't need a facial recognition on my phone. I don't need y'all to have my face unless you need it. Earn my face, government. You know what I mean? If you can catch me on like one of your high-tech fancy Apple cameras, then you got me. You know what I mean? But
this camera right here.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, if you can cross-reference facial recognition on like other things, like put technology to see through on that, then you got me.
I'm just saying we're heading towards Minority Report. They're gonna know that you're gonna do something before you do it.
Before you even do it.
And then they're gonna
on some deja vu shit.
Oh, they're gonna. I'm sorry. Am I a conspiracy theorist?
Yes.
Dude, a lot of shit. I just have opinions,
a definitive answer.
I try to get to the truth of things, man.
I feel like that's what every conspiracy theorist says.
Damn, you're right. But it's known information, right?
No, most of it isn't.
I don't just come up with a few shit. I dig into it.
I mean, it's okay. To the definition, it's known information, but at the same time, it's not common information, which naturally makes you
it's not
a conspiracy theorist.
I guess that's the problem, right? It's not fact, and I'm saying it like.
Right, but
these are all just my theories, right? These are all just my theories, like my in-game theory, which we're gonna get into right now. So let me tell you.
Get out of here. If it's a theory, I like it. If it's a review, I'm out of
here. In-game theory. And this comes with a bunch of spoilers because I already seen the movie. But this is my theory on what happens from beginning to end.
Oh my gosh. He said
10 minutes in.
We got a commercial. Really loud commercial. It was loud.
So it surprised you?
Oh, it scared the shit out of me.
Yeah,
it was late at night. My speakers were all the way up because the cam was quiet.
Yeah,
and
weirdly.
Commercial.
In the theater.
Oh, so y'all watched it together?
In the theater, yeah.
Yeah, in the theater there was a commercial.
Okay.
Yeah. It was like an intermission because the movie's 3 hours.
That's an interesting budget theater. The tickets better have been cheap in that.
I mean, if you have to turn up your own volume, you know. But, I mean, people have theaters in their houses. I told you it was
home theater systems. I feel like okay.
I'm for sure going to have a movie theater.
Absolutely, that's a must.
Popcorn.
That's a must.
For sure.
I'm putting a theater room in before a workout room in my house.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure, dude. What else happened this week? Did you watch How High 2?
Is it out?
Yeah.
It's out?
It came out on 420.
Where is it at?
No.
MTV.
I
tried to find a link.
I mean, I probably will watch it because I like Lil Yachty, but like.
Is it like streamable on the internet? Or
I'm not
is
rushing
it like
towards
on their
it.
channel on TV because I don't watch TV.
I know it was
Right.
on it premiered on their channel. Obviously, I think everything's digital now. I'm sure you could watch it on their website.
You can find
you
it.
might have to have a login.
We can stream it,
or no, you can't. That would be illegal.
I'm sure I can find it. I'm gonna watch it.
Just kidding.
I'm not excited
right?
for it anymore, but
yeah, what killed your buzz, bro?
it's just that Redman shit saying that like they just made the sequel. They didn't talk to them.
That's one of the main reasons why I'm not gonna support it. Cause like I agree with him. That level of business is not okay. For those who don't understand what Matt's referencing, Redman made a video talking about his views on How High 2 and the fact that he had really no idea. Essentially, the public found out before he did. And he was like, man, I would just like some notice because me and Method are all around the world promoting How High 2. And they just show footage of just like mass crowds chanting How High 2 just for them to not be in it.
They were
So it's
never approached about doing the fucking movie. And that's the shameful part. And, obviously the thing is they don't own the rights to the characters or the movies. They were just acting in it. But how are you going to do that? Just leave out the OGs. Yeah. And to know this is a cult classic. If you fuck up the sequel, it's going to be trash for you, your whole fucking people. I'm sure the writers, everything. Like if you fuck up a good sequel to a cult classic like How High, I don't know if there's...
But I don't necessarily think that was a market. I felt like they were trying to market to the younger kids who don't even necessarily know of the
But why not have
them?
I guess they're not in it at all.
Right. And the main thing is I feel like if you want to really target the young, you got to get the good middle crowd, which is like mid. It's like 30s to like 23. You got to get that crowd to get live about some shit, and then it's cool to the people who are like below that age group. That's literally what Marvel does. Yeah, Marvel's not taking time to introduce this to people who are not familiar with what Marvel is. They're just like, here's fucking Asgard and look at that shit. You know what I mean? So it's just like, and then people jump on because other people are like, it's so like this, and then it's, you know what I mean? So like,
but I feel like
people would have loved that method.
If they're trying to grab the young people, I don't see how that plan was very smart because the young people don't really know about How High. They're not as connected and attached to it as our age group. People older than us are. So if you want to grab the younger people, like you were saying,
do another movie.
You have to appeal to the original fans.
Right.
Bring them in. And then bring in DC Young Fly and Lil Yachty into the mix. At least have a cameo at the beginning to where they're basically, literally and kind of figuratively, passing the torch to them. You know what I'm saying? Like they pass the blunt, and you know what I'm saying?
That would have been dope.
And that would be a good. That would get me to watch start. Right off top.
Yeah. Or the small part is like, Method Man is. DC Young Fly's uncle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or like something like that. Like I feel like that would have been.
And if they were in it, I would have watched it for sure. And of course, if Lil Yachty and DC Young Fly, you're gonna grab the whole Instagram, social media age. You're gonna grab those millennials too. So I don't.
It's a clean sweep.
Yeah, I don't see where the logic is in not including them unless it's probably a low budget movie. And they didn't.
Right. They didn't have a paycheck.
And if you're gonna have Method and Red in it, they're probably gonna ask for some.
You think they're gonna ask for more than Yachty?
Or
Lil Yachty is pretty relevant.
But they're the OGs though. That's like.
But they had more love in it. You know what I mean? Like they had more love in it.
If they were in the movie, they probably would have got top billing. Well, unless it was just a little cameo. Maybe they weren't down for that. They were saying that they had ideas and they had talked to people about scripts and shit for making How High 2. It just never was the right thing.
Right.
So they probably just didn't want to participate in it at all if it's not going to be any of their ideas.
Which, I mean, I get it. You know, that makes sense. But like as Red said,
characters.
Right. But like as Red said, he literally was like, man, we didn't even know about this. Like, we at least tell my management to tell me, like, if that's the way you want to go about it. He was like, if they approached us and were like, hey, just want to let you know, we're going to go with 2 younger artists. And, you know, we appreciate what you did for the movie. Hopefully we can, you know, do it again and carry it out. He would have been like, yeah, word. Like, I understand. You know what I'm saying? But, like, that's just weird. That's shicey the way they do it. You know?
I may not ever watch that movie.
I don't know.
I'm going to watch it just to form an opinion.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
I'll have to watch it for the content. We come
I like Lil Yachty.
Give our opinion.
So,
but I mean,
I'll see.
Who's the other guy? DC
Young Fly. He's a comedian. He has a good social media presence. He's on Wild 'N Out.
Okay, I've never heard of him.
Yeah, he's
he
cool.
Raps.
Oh, he raps?
Yeah, he did.
I
don't know if he still does, but he did when he first.
I mean, that makes sense because this is supposed to be like a rapper. You know what I mean? That's the lane of the movies. 2 rappers.
But Lil Yachty doesn't even smoke in real life. Well, so he says. He could just be trying to keep his image up, but.
Right.
But if your image is in real life, I don't smoke. It's just a stoner bias. I'm not gonna fuck with anybody that's pretending to smoke. You know what I'm saying? If you don't get high, you know what I'm saying? If you don't know how that feels, dog.
You know the.
Don't be trying to act this shit out.
Have you seen Grandma's Boy?
I love Grandma's Boy.
So, Dante. That actor, you know what I mean? The dude who plays Dante, the super high dude that owns the monkey.
He doesn't smoke in real life?
No, it's the opposite.
He smokes
Nick Swartzen.
You could tell when people were real popular. I could tell everybody in that movie actually smoked.
He was smoking on set.
At least from my opinion. I don't know.
He was smoking on set. Nick Swartzen has a stand-up where he was talking about how Dante was smoking fake pot, and he was like, fuck this shit. I'm smoking real pot. And he just started smoking and like chiefing, and he really got high on set. Like, he was about it right then and there.
Shout out to Grandma's Boy. That's a very, very.
That's a classic.
One day we gotta come here and rate all the stoner movies. Have we done that before?
Ooh.
Not specifically stoner movies, have we?
I don't think so.
I don't think we've done that before.
I'm down for that.
We can save that for a slow week for sure.
I'm down for that.
We'll have some content.
Give the top 10.
But I'm definitely I gotta look through them. Because I'm thinking of a list, I don't want to start listing them out because we might just go into the actual list right now.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna start watching them.
We'll
start a group chat.
That's an easy rabbit hole. That hole's big, bro. We take one toe in, we slip it.
Yeah. What else happened this week, man? Speaking of, did you watch something? Did you watch this Kevin Hart stand up
on Netflix?
Yeah.
I tried.
I loved it.
I tried, bro. I was a little turned off by it. Like,
I wasn't a big fan of it. I think personally, it's his weakest one to me.
Yeah. I thought it was his best. I thought it was better than Grown Little Man. I thought it was better than
You thought
What
it was
Next.
his.
I thought it was
No, he wasn't ready.
Better, bro. Better.
What?
Bro.
I don't know, man.
So excited! That shit was so funny.
I did not laugh.
Oh my god. When he was doing the impression of his son, when he takes his phone away and he turns into a crackhead, don't do me like that, daddy. Don't do me.
Funny because
that shit is
my
funny,
kids
bro.
doing that shit. I could connect to some of that shit, but I didn't.
Dude, that was mad funny. We was talking about how he spit on his wife. And he found out that she was watching porn and he tripped, bro. That shit was funny, bro. That was relatable.
That was funny. I didn't think that was funny. You talking about you spitting on your wife because you watch porn because you cheated on her. She doesn't want to fuck you and you want to make things different in the bed.
Yeah.
But the thing, he didn't even get to the cheating
in
shit.
General, I don't
yeah, he did.
care for.
He totally talked about the cheating shit.
Did he? Oh, well, okay.
Absolutely.
See, I didn't watch the very end. I don't think he. Because I was
yeah,
like,
he said, everybody, he was like, he had a whole bit, bro. He had a whole bit.
He was talking about
he said,
fucks up.
Yes.
He didn't fuck up the first marriage, but he fucked up this marriage. But he didn't.
And then, then he was like, never cheat on your girl, because then you in the mode where it's like, I'll do it. Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had a whole little bit about him cheating.
I'll have to go back and watch it, but I don't think it was. I think I just been spoiled with the caliber of stand-up that's out nowadays. You look at A few dudes. Joe Rogan's shit is funny as fuck.
Yo, Joe Rogan.
That shit is hilarious.
That one was phenomenal. I was about to say the podcast. No, but his last stand-up was amazing.
Yeah,
I have to watch that. That's on Netflix too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta watch that. Still.
Yeah, that one was hella funny, dude.
Yeah, that shit is fucking hilarious. This dude, Mo
Talking
Hammer.
about cats.
Oh yeah,
Bro. Vegan cats.
This Muslim dude, Mo Ammer, he was an immigrant for years, and it's basically about how he couldn't get his visa for a bunch of years. It's hilarious. Funny ass dude telling funny ass stories about his life.
Okay.
And it's like real shit. I just feel like at this point, I think
Tom Segura.
Tom Segura's dope. Andrew
He just
Schultz,
came out recently.
he did his different, I guess, just because of shit that he's talking about. So controversial these days with the Me Too movement and shit. But Andrew Schultz, he did his. He's dropping it in pieces on YouTube. I think there's like the first 4 or 5
Okay, word.
that are out, and it's really good material. It's funny as fuck, and it's real shit. Not you thinking it's funny that you watch porn and you spit on your wife's face. I just was like, all right, and then just. All my kids are cussing, and I don't know. I think he's just too big.
That shit was hilarious.
I think he's too big to do the real comedy. Like, okay, let's get this out of the way. People were saying, "Oh, Kevin Hart's the king."
Hold on.
Stop.
Hold on.
Right there. Dave
Chappelle's the king.
Dave Chappelle #1 overall.
Dave Chappelle's the crown. Until Dave Chappelle dies, somebody else is. Then they can do it.
The homie tried to argue because he was like, "Oh, Kevin Hart's new special is hilarious. I was crying. He's the king of comedy right now." And I was like, "Shit. Dave is still the king. Dave's like God status. But if they're both stand-up comedians,
he understood the hierarchy. You know what I mean? Like, whatever definition or fucking title you would have thrown on it, you got it, man. Like, at least you got that shit. Because Dave is definitely, no one's beating Dave in stand-up.
He's a goat. But he talks about real shit, and he takes you for turns that you can't see. Like when he said, "I'll tell you the punchline before I tell you the joke," and you're still gonna laugh when I get to the punchline. So I kicked her in the pussy. Like, that shit is fucking hilarious. He thinks out the box. And like Joe Rogan, he takes you for a ride. Kevin, I could kind of tell where he was going with every bit. And who am I? I'm no stand-up comedian. I do want to try it one day, but I don't know. I didn't think it was his funniest shit. I thought out of everything that I've seen, that was his weakest one. It was just like
the hardest at that one.
Throwaway material. I feel like it wasn't good shit. There's so much good stand-ups out there pushing the fucking limits to this shit and making some real creative, funny shit.
That's true. Chris D'Elia.
And how stand-up comedy right now is about pushing back at this overly protective social landscape. You know, this...
Not all of it, though. I mean, comedy's always kind of been that. You know what I mean? That's why... Robin Williams was huge, or Jim Carrey was huge, because they would push that boundary, or George Carlin was huge because he would use logic and just kind of like destroy religion, and people are just like, oh my god, like how are you coming with that real...
Bill Burr.
Bill Burr's big on... Hey, I love Bill Burr, bro. Big shouts out to Bill Burr. But you know what I'm saying? But then you still had the people that were like the Bill Cosbys,
Hannibal Burrs.
You know, the Steve Martin. You know what I mean? The Hannibal Buress. You know what I mean? Like, that's not necessarily comedy that's like super edgy, innovative, pushing boundaries or making a counter statement to culture.
It's not cliche. I feel like a lot of that shit, man. I was just like, oh, I see where you're going with this.
Word.
Your kids were cussing at each other. You had to take your son's phone. Ooh, that part was funny because kids do act like that.
I think for me, I just didn't relate to a lot of it. Like, the jokes, you know, the sexual jokes, I didn't find that funny. And then, like, the jokes about failing with his marriages and cheating is not really that funny to me. And I don't have kids, so, like, it was, like, the phone bit was funny. I like that shit. You know, like... But I didn't watch it all the way through, so like to be
I missed like the last 20 minutes, so I can't.
Entirety.
But it came to a point to where I had to turn it off because
did you see the
I had so much high expectations for it. Yeah, I didn't think that was that funny.
That shit was hilarious. His setup on that was so funny because I was putting myself in that situation and I would be terrified. If I thought I was on a ride in another country where nobody could understand me, and like he set it up to where like nobody could understand him, like nobody. He was walking around desperate for English, and the only English he hears is this nigga say, "So excited!" right at his death. Nigga, like he was like, "Is this the ride?" Like I didn't click. That shit is so funny to me, man, because I would be petrified in that situation just to be the ride going to the ride. Like be like, oh, nigga. Like that's so funny. And like did you see the bit where he was talking about how he had hid a fucking gun in every room in his house besides the one he got robbed in? That shit was so funny, bro.
I didn't find that one funny.
I'm gonna give you what you want. I'm gonna give you what you want. That shit is so funny, bro.
I don't know. I didn't find. I was like, okay,
that's hilarious.
I have to turn this off because it's disappointing.
The new Gabriel Iglesias stand-up was pretty good. I like that one.
Was that the fluffy guy?
Yeah, fluffy.
I don't like Gabriel Iglesias. I never have.
He has good impressions. His voices.
I like that it's like family-friendly comedy. It's not like super raunchy. I can watch it with my little brothers or like kicking it, you know, like.
For sure.
And he's funny, man. Like
he has a place in comedy. Like he's definitely extremely talented. But like I don't know. I just never liked it. I don't like when like a comedic person or even a artist, like a music artist, like holds on to a concept just for dear life. You know what I mean? It's just like
concept or
if he would have dropped the fluffy shit like 3 stand-up specials ago, and like kept being innovative.
I feel like
you know what I mean. Like
I feel like that got attached to him though by his fan base. Like most people know him as Fluffy. Like in his new stand-up, he makes a joke about Snoop Dogg asking to do an interview with him, and he goes down there to the gate, and he tells them his name, like Gabriel Iglesias, and they're like, "Oh, and you're not on the list, sir." And he's like, maybe Fluffy." And they're like, "Oh, yeah, you're good."
Yeah,
so I mean, like, I feel like that was almost, it just, like, clicked. It was something that his audience had connected with, and they just identified with him as, like,
that's super funny, but at the same time, like, how many times, I'm sure, does Kevin Hart get walked up on, no, he wasn't ready, but he's not doing that in his new stand-ups, you know what I mean? He's associated
but I'm not
by
gonna
that.
be like, because that didn't stick to me.
Well, I get that, but I'm just saying, like, in terms of the main joke that people attribute to a comedian, every comedian has that.
So what is
Fluffy's?
Does he have a tagline or something, or he's just?
No, Fluffy is just the fact that like that's how he describes himself. He's not big, he's fluffy.
So
and like it just ran with.
He doesn't really reference that at all in the new one. Like in the last 2 he's done, he doesn't really reference that at all. Like,
really?
Yeah.
I know that he
They're mostly
about
family
funny
jokes.
shit
He
with
talks about his son a lot.
His son is really funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then his manager and shit and his homies. He tells funny stories, and I like his storytelling. He does the closed car door sound effects and shit.
Yeah.
It paints a picture.
All the
He's very vivid with his stories.
Okay, I'll give him a shot.
Do you?
I'll give him a shot. I'll watch the new stand-up with an open mind.
Good.
Yeah, I skipped that one because I wasn't a big fan of the one before that. It was funny, but I'm more of I like the kind of dirty style. Like, have you seen Ali Wong?
I love Ali Wong.
She's hilarious. Would you be mad if she comes back with another special talk about?
Dude, I want her to come back carrying the baby.
Nah.
I want her to come back and do the special with her baby. That shit would be hilarious. And in the environment, if she starts breastfeeding, oh my god, that would kill, bro.
Yeah, her shit is hilarious.
Because she's like that style, you know what I'm saying? Like she's crazy. Also, Anthony Jeselnik, if you haven't heard of him, he does like terrible jokes. Like everything that makes you go, oh, bro, oh, like that's
He sounds like a terrible cartoon villain.
Dude, Anthony Jeselnik. Like, okay, he has a joke where he was like, I grew up in Catholic school. The nuns there, they were brutal. They would do anything. They would bite. They would kick. they would punch anything to defend themselves. Like, where it's like, it's dark, but like, it's still like a punchline, you know what I mean? And he has like those kind of like one-liners, and he just kind of keeps those one-liners in a good flow. It's funny, man. I like it. It's good to have, it's good to laugh at things, man.
I want to learn how to write a joke.
Like set up a professional punchline.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
I want to try stand up one day for sure.
I think you should.
I think I should.
Put your mind to it, player. I feel like stand up is one of the hardest forms of entertainment.
Man, let me tell you about this. Sorry, I didn't know where I was going. See, I need to work on it.
Okay, you had me right in sight.
See, so
if you would have said something funny, yeah, the delivery was ready, the preparation's there. You just need the execution now.
Bruh, one day I came home, my nigga.
Okay, I'm with
there was a raccoon in the basement, man.
Okay.
Is that a little bit? Nah, I'm
ready to hear the rest of the story. I mean.
Oh, okay. I need to build it, but see, I gotta get the punchline first and carry an arc,
right?
Story, and then get you with it like bam.
I don't necessarily know if you're gonna wing the education that you want to have right now, but I think you can do it. I think you could be a quite hilarious stand-up comedian. You're funny in real life. You know, you say some funny shit.
We'll try it one day.
Yeah, I feel like your mellow delivery as a whole is my like style of comedy. You know what I mean? Like the people that just like Tom Segura, he'll just say it, or like Hot Pockets, Jim Gaffigan. He just kind of like delivers it, and it's just like there. You know what I mean?
I like that style of comedy too. It's kind of that's my favorite style. I like to.
Right.
I like to throw people off so they don't know if I'm playing around or
not. Serious sarcasm is the main source of my entertainment on a day-to-day.
I love.
Oh my God. I don't know why. I just love putting people through mental loops. And anybody who hangs out with me, I do it. I aim to do it about once every 30
it's definitely my
45 minutes. Yeah, I do it. I don't know why. I will seriously say lyrics to songs that kind of like integrate themselves in conversation and see if people understand it. And if they go with it, it's just funny to me. I don't know why. I think that's hilarious. Yeah. Just to get away with it, you know what I'm saying?
That shit is hilarious.
Yeah.
I fuck with it.
I'm a big fan of stand-up comedy, man.
I'm a big fan too, man.
It's just the bravery of it.
I wasn't a fan of the Kevin Hart, but I do love his drive, who he is as a motivational figure.
Right.
I watched his he was on the Joe Rogan podcast. It was really good. It was just
I need to watch that.
About how hard he works. You know, he does movies and he works on his stand-up at the same time, TV shows. He owns bunch of different companies. He's working on a bunch different more. He's like, and you know, Joe was like, "Hey man, where do you find it?" He's like, "Man, I just gotta go get it." He's a very motivational person. I'm not a fan of his new stand up. I'm a fan of some of his stand up, but I'm a fan of.
You're a fan of him.
Of him, yeah, of the man behind the message.
That's dope.
Because he puts in the work.
Absolutely. Anybody who is willing to let a rapper make a song about them, like Kevin Hart, has got to be a pretty transparent, you know, ultimately good dude. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, if you really listen to the lyrics of Kevin's Hart, like, J. Cole low-key put that nigga on Front Street. Like,
they were in the dirt.
If you, and like, they did the video together. You know what I mean? If you watch the Kevin Hart video, Kevin Hart is in the whole thing. You know what I mean? Portraying the video. So, like, if you listen to those lyrics, man, like, that's... Kevin was vulnerable in that song if you attribute everything to that nigga, bro.
Yeah.
Real talk.
So shout out to Kevin Hart, man.
Big shouts out to Kev.
And this segment of the show, we're gonna get into the Queen of Dragons, because this podcast,
Queen of Dragons,
huge. Wait, you don't know what the Queen of Dragons is?
I don't.
I've seen it around. It's been on the internet for the last couple weeks. You haven't seen the Queen of Dragons?
Nope. Absolutely not.
Game of Thrones.
Okay. I mean,
I don't watch it.
I feel like I've watched it because all of my friends have given up hope on me to watch it, and they're just like, I'm gonna have this conversation around you right now. And like they're still courteous, like they're not giving away like the gems, but like I probably know the setup to like a good 30 to 50% of the deaths that happen throughout this show. Like just because like
I've never even walked by a TV that was playing it. Well, to my knowledge.
Right.
I may have seen a shot of some grass or a dragon egg or something. I don't know.
Dragon egg.
There could have even been a commercial. I've seen commercials and memes. I've seen mad memes, but I
mean,
never
you knew winter was coming.
We talked about it on the podcast before with Snow and Nubs because they were trying to get me into it. But I was like, yo, okay, so this is the very last season, right?
Right.
I'll wait till this season's over and then I can binge the whole fucking series.
That's exactly what I do with the major series, and people just can't. They're like,
I just don't. I don't have to be.
Get out of this room, bro, because we're talking about it. Like, they get so up in arms with it, man. I did the same thing with Breaking Bad. I did the same thing with Sons of Anarchy, and I'll do it again.
You know, I didn't watch Entourage.
Walking Dead
until
when
the
it's
movie
finished
was about to come out.
What?
I didn't watch Entourage until the movie was about to come out.
Word, I still haven't watched Entourage.
This is a pretty good show.
Yeah.
You ever seen it?
No.
I've heard it was really
If
good.
you get into it, it's pretty dope.
It's like critically acclaimed as like one of the best shows of that style.
Oh,
like
yeah.
the 3-camera style.
Yeah, definitely. You guys, if you ever get the chance, check it out. It'll be funny to go back and watch now because it was like early 2000s. I think maybe even late 99s.
Right.
Somewhere around there, but hilarious shit. Following
Actually, the
this,
first camera, sorry.
movie star guy. Dope story, dope characters.
Absolutely.
I forgot what we were talking about.
We're talking about Game of Thrones and the rollout.
Oh yeah, fuck Game of Thrones. Entourage is way better. I only
So we were
brought
actually
this up-
talking about Entourage.
Yeah, I was just hoping to
It
get
was a setup for Entourage.
I may, but see, I could watch those. They have a few YouTube videos where you could watch Game of Thrones, basically just the crucial moments to catch up to the season.
Okay.
And I've been thinking about doing it just for the content, and it is very popular, and that's like some clickbaity type shit if we put some Game of Thrones shit. But we could also talk about Game of Thrones every other week and not actually talk about it. Did you know that the little dwarf actually went to Hogwarts? It's crazy because it's like they're in the same universe, kind of.
Okay, no, that does make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
He looks like he would be a fan of trains.
Yeah, and the dragon is actually, if you look at it, it's... Have you ever seen How to Train Your Dragon 3?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so if you look in the scene that's...
Of course.
For an hour and 32 minutes and 16 seconds in.
Okay.
If you look where they have this field of dragons, if you look to the back, right? There's a dragon.
Back left or right?
It's the back left.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm pointing. The back left of the screen.
Right.
You can see the dragon that's actually in Game of Thrones. So that's in the same universe also.
That makes sense. 100%.
So it gets pretty crazy. So we'll definitely catch you guys up. I'm sorry for the spoiler alerts. If you didn't know that information that I just seen, I apologize.
It's okay. It's season 5. You know, you have a whole lot more
season
plot.
8, bro.
Oh, season 8? They're on 8?
I think this is season 8.
Damn, okay.
Yeah. And
Wow.
also, I won't say whether or not the wizard comes back, but we'll keep you posted. That may be a next week thing.
I don't even know
With
what
the
that
next
is.
podcast. So that's how we get the Game of Thrones topic in there. Just talk complete nonsense and act like we're no.
Absolutely. And we're hashtagging the shit out of it.
Yeah, and we're gonna clip out that video and make sure we drop that individually every single.
Yeah, our
Game of Thrones breakdown.
our initial picture will just be a picture of different Game of Thrones characters in there. 100%. Game of Thrones and in-game characters, all in there.
Damn, is it TV?
The breakdown.
Sure.
We've been talking about TV for a while. Just shit that we've been watching.
Yeah,
Don't
absolutely.
To watch, man. Media consumption.
I was about to say, but we are observers as a species. You know what I mean? That's the way we adapt. That's the way we take in new knowledge. That's you know, it's kind of the way we. You know what I mean? Like
It's just we.
We're observers. Yeah. It's the way we.
Yeah, it's the way
But
it's the way we eat, man. We consume. Damn.
so it's all a matter of what you consume. You know what I mean?
I gotta love it, right? The word consume, I kind of put that with a negative.
Consume, I feel like, has a neutral connotation because it's true because it all depends on what you take in as a part of it. Which once again, I feel like we're on a big cultural revolution where we're understanding that and we're coming to the foundation of that knowledge as a society.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're consuming a lot.
We are. Yeah. We're under heavy consumption. But
what's the opposite of consumption? Can we build some shit?
Contentment? I feel like the opposite of, you know what I mean? Because like even building something, you're consuming. You're consuming other people's knowledge.
Instead of consuming would be to me exertion, like you're
exertion.
Putting something.
But
you're giving something instead of taking in something. You're putting it out.
Yeah. You cannot consume what is not given. If we are a society of consumers, then we have to be a society of givers because there is no consumption that is done without somebody giving.
It's cyclic.
Exactly.
But the majority of people are just consumers. Set up, bro.
It's true.
I need to get a 5950 foil cap.
A 5950?
It's a new era, right?
Oh, bet.
I don't know, man. That's 5950.
They get hats with cartoon characters on them.
And that's Matt Hat. All right?
Oh.
I can't wait till we can start building a website for Matt Hats. You're about to make millions.
If you wore that hat to this, there's this Houston high school that has a dress code for parents. If you went up there wearing that hat,
yo, what? That is flame. Are you serious?
Yeah, they said parents can't come in there with their pajamas or their hair rollers. They said the excuse behind it was you have to show kids how to present, basically.
Or what?
Or I guess you face expulsion or
can't come to the school no more. My mom got me expelled, yo. She kept coming up in yoga pants. I told her, I was like, Mom, put those khakis on. We got fucking school pictures,
like,
yo.
No revealing clothes, like no yoga pants, like
that is so
like
funny,
so
bro.
To drop your kid off in the morning, you have to come business casual.
Well,
that's in Houston. It's hot. It's hot in Houston. What is acceptable when they got the humidity like they do down there? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, what's acceptable when you're a fucking grown ass person?
Bro, if I want to drop my kid off,
who's gonna fucking tell me
shorts
that I can't
I'm gonna
wear
drop him
pajamas?
off, bro. I'm gonna walk him to the door. You gonna expel him?
I get the revealing clothes, you know what I'm saying? But even then, like, I don't think it's that fucking big of a deal, especially it's a high school.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
At one point in time, we all walked around naked. You know what I mean?
I think we should go back to that, and that's part of us all getting together and connected.
Yeah. I mean, so you're about nudist beaches
from the environment, like.
Are you guys about nudist beaches?
I might be.
Trying to go? Is that what you're saying?
No, if clothes weren't the social norm, bro.
Is that what you're saying, Matt?
I don't know what beach we going to.
I don't know any nude beaches. I'll be real with you.
Is there any?
If you know a nude beach, throw it in the comments.
If you know a nude beach in Arizona, hit us up for sure.
For real.
Yeah, because we're trying to.
Because I probably won't go. I'll be honest with you. My girl should.
Yeah.
But either way, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, I want to know your experiences. Let's talk nude beaches. You know?
Has it?
I feel like a majority.
Has been to it.
I feel like a nude beach is gonna be a letdown for any person who was going there for the first time. I feel like everybody has certain expectations. Because you think the people that are
most comfortable doing that shit just don't give a fuck anyway, so their body might not be in the best shape. So you're not gonna go down there seeing like, whoa.
Depends on where you're at.
True.
Depends on where you're at. That's very true. I'm sure there's some like nude beaches with like, even nude beaches got dress code. They're like, no man, no, you can't come on my beach, bro. Not from fucking 9 to 12. 9 to 12. You have your time on this beach, okay?
Stop telling grown folk what to do.
Hey, there's a rope. You either in and out of the rope on this beach.
If you naked, you could come into the beach.
Yeah, this is
But
cosmetic.
can you have clothing prohibited beach that if you have clothes, you get kicked out?
Yeah.
Why can't we just have integrated beaches, man?
Why can't we just let people do what the fuck they want to do? If people want to walk around naked, let them fucking walk around naked. Who are bothering? We came up with this fucking social norms, bro. Let me get into this shit, bro. This is some bullshit. This is just a fucking secret society that's been started since way back in the fucking colonial days, bro. Let me tell you. It's a fucking system, fam.
He said back when we had to wear ruffles and multi-layers, bro.
Right?
Coat racks and shit, bro.
Yo, go back 12,000, 14,000, 100,000 years ago. I bet you they weren't wearing clothes.
Cloth. That's it. For survival purposes.
I got this special cloth, the drip.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I don't need it.
So
it's just so people can consume this shit, bro.
So what A Factor is saying is,
right.
if you want to express yourself and get naked around his family, feel free. He's not going to get offended about it. Because it's a whole society.
No.
He wants integrated beaches. He wants to build a sandcastle next to some ball sack. And I understand that because it's free. Everybody love. Instead of rejecting the idea, love it.
You're right. Okay. So
love that making integrated beach.
Out of the system, but we know this is already the simulation we're in, bro. These are the rules of this goddamn reality, right? So
Strawman theory, ladies and gentlemen.
No, this is solid, bro.
All right, I'm with you.
This
I'm
is
with you.
10 man.
Okay.
Not even 10 man. Let's say
I was about to say he was
titanium, my nigga. This is the motherfucking vibranium, man.
I like that.
This is solid as fuck. Because speaking of vibranium, Avengers spoilers. You want to know what happens to?
Stop doing that, bro. No, I don't. Okay. The answer, anytime you start to think, does this man want to know anything about Endgame? The answer is no. It's definitely a no.
I almost want to just tell you something.
Bro.
Just tiny, nothing too crazy, right? Just like.
And I know the main reason why this table doesn't have handles is because at some point he knew he was going to push me to the edge of a table flip, and he wanted to make it a difficult task for me. So I got to really choose my moments. I'll figure out a way to flip this table.
Have you ever had a table that has handles?
Absolutely.
What?
Oh my God. 80% of beer pong tables have handles where I come from.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that's a fold-out table.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Or at least legs, nigga. Give me a leg or like a flat top so I can put some bottom pressure on it.
We're not going to put a beer pong table right here. That wouldn't make any sense.
No, maybe a little end table. I'll flip the shit out of the end table, bro. Just one good flip out of here. It won't even hit you. It might hit that light. But you know what I'm saying? I'll flip a table. Not, you know.
Definitely not.
We're okay.
Flipping tables. Good thing we don't have a flippable table here.
It was a wise choice for them to do that. I'm a table flipper.
So no in-game spoilers. I'll save that for after the podcast. That way I can ruin your night, so and not everybody else. I don't think it's fair.
Keep the misery centralized. I appreciate your thoughtfulness to the rest of our community.
I don't think it's fair to the people. Some Chinese scientists put a human brain into some monkeys.
Yo.
Into some mice?
Monkeys. Why? Why are we doing that?
Because they're Chinese, why not?
Bro, I understand that. But why?
Hold on.
Wait. I heard that, and I said I understood it, but I wasn't really there, I think.
The first twins edited with CRISPR to not have the HIV, supposedly not catch HIV. This is a dude, he genetically modified these twins in China last year.
What?
Yes.
How come this groundbreaking China news is not coming over to America?
It is. We talked about it on the podcast a while ago.
No, snap.
It happened last year. It was one of the first
I'm asleep. No, but that is slightly ridiculous.
But now they're fucking
giving monkeys more intelligence. Yeah, giving monkeys more intelligence without having them understand the moral gene is like not good at all.
And transplant it into a monkey, does it now have the memories and like personality of the human?
No, it's not the actual brain itself. They took the gene from a human brain and put it inside of a monkey. And then there's no affirmative, there's no solid evidence, but they're kind of saying that their intelligence may have went up a little bit.
See, not a good thing at all. Thank you.
Why?
What's the point of that other than saying, you know what? I want my apocalypse to go out with a bang.
You know what the whole...
And I think fighting monkeys
labor?
No, they're trying to genetically
monkeys?
modify and harm
labor.
They're trying to actively,
that's feasible right there.
cleverly commit suicide. Because that's pretty much what that is. Like, monkeys don't give a fuck. They'll never give a fuck.
Unless
to be quite honest,
human intelligence.
Caesar gave a fuck about monkeys, dog. And that's why they ruled at the end of that series. Like, I'm not fucking around with that. If a monkey already just can, by happenstance, rip a fucking limb off. I don't want them to have a controlled effort, strategizing which limb. Like, they could just run up in a fucking 7-Eleven. Fuck your gun, bro. You have no time to just get halved by an orangutan, and I'm not about that life. Like,
yeah, and if you ever seen The Hangover, 3, then you know that monkeys are intelligent already.
they're very intelligent already.
No, for real though.
I'm not even about that life. That's so not okay.
Yeah, so we're doomed in other news. Welcome to the simulation.
Have you heard the...
Every movie that ever's been made is going to be true at one point, right?
No.
Not the Avengers Endgame? When,
No. Absolutely not. But no. Have you heard of the Israeli scientists that used human cells to create a fully functional heart in a 3D printer?
Yes. Mm-hmm. That shit was dope.
That is also terrifying. It's phenomenal. I mean, like, you know...
terrifying to me. I mean...
I think that's more, because you should love that.
Oh, I love it. I mean, look, organ donor lists are a thing of the past, you know, as the goal for that. I'm sure it's still going to be incredibly expensive to get a 3D
like
heart.
A lot of this shit, they're just now kind of testing it out. So something's going to go wrong, and if something goes wrong and it escapes that fucking science lab,
that's 28 days later, literally.
What if you got bit by a smart monkey and it made you dumber?
You know what I'm saying? But also, too, here's the reason why it's scary for me. It's the reverse, like, it's literally reverse psychology. No, but what's terrifying about that situation to me is if you can, like, the heart is one of the most intricate organs of the human body. Mm-hmm. So if they can replicate a heart, they can replicate a spleen, they can replicate a kidney, and that's one step away from replicating limbs and veins. So we have this perception of AI Armageddon as clear enemies. iRobot. You know that motherfucker's a robot because it's shiny and it's fucking running at you. You don't know what's a robot when you cut it and it still bleeds and there's veins and there's a heart and there's a beating everything, but there's just a brain that says, come together and kill everybody who's not coming together. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of the terrifying thing to me because, like, I always, like, robot and AI takeover, it's already, like, right now, even on an economic structure, AI is taking over a lot of jobs. Like, they're saying truck driving could be not of man-made within the next decade. That's crazy because they can have automated trucks that can just go and do what they want. The fast food service, the restaurant service, like really customer care, call centers. Like, AI's taken over already just within the economic basis of society. It's a scary thing to think about a technology Armageddon.
In terms of AI taking over economically, I think that's a necessity in order for humankind to continue evolving and innovating. Because it's like what essentially when humans went from caveman to like modern day man or started developing more intelligence was around the time we discovered fire because we started cooking. Well, it's a theory. Yeah. But so like supposedly around the time we discovered fire is thought to be around when we started developing intelligence because we're cooking our proteins and we're not having to hunt to eat raw food all day. So this gives you more time to think and try to figure out, okay, well, what am I going to do with my time now? Right. And that leads to things that change the world, you know what I mean? So I agree with you in all these jobs, and sure, it shakes up the economy in a lot of households for a little while, but then these people have to reassess their lives and either gain new skills or develop a company of their own and something crazy innovative and, you know, life-changing for, you know, possibly the world could come out of that.
Right, and what's interesting is within every shift of consciousness, there's always adjustment period. There's always a time where this sucks, you know what I mean? But that's going to create an interesting paradigm, because I feel like up until now, society has associated government help or programs with people that are less than, with people that did not, on a complete extremist side, did not take enough time or utilize their opportunities well enough, so now they're just soaking up whatever. That is the stigma as of right now. But when that shift happens, and people who have earned a living doing these physical things, and their fathers earned a living, and they're incredibly good at it, and it's a craft, and they no longer have a job anymore, those incredibly bright, intelligent, business-building people now have to adapt or die. So, like, through that adaptation, there is going to be a time where there's a struggle. There is going to be a time where a certain generation within that time frame is going to have a lot harder time putting forth an effort to get into that. Programs are going to be made for that, and that will shift that consciousness on just because you're getting help doesn't mean that you're less than. It doesn't mean that you are not trying your hardest. You truly become a product of your environment, and that's the rest of the world gets that. So that's interesting.
What the idea kind of is, once these jobs get taken away, what are these people going to do? It'll leave people free to do what they want to do. But with that comes how are they going to get paid? And big idea floating around with a couple of at least one of them. I think his name is Yang something. He's running for president. He wants to start.
Andrew Yang.
Yeah, Andrew Yang.
I'm about Andrew Yang. He's pretty interesting.
Basically, universal basic income. You'll get $1,000 a month or whatever.
Starting 18, you get $1,000 a month, tax free for the rest of your life. You can spend it on whatever you want, no matter what tax bracket, no matter what income, no matter what demographic, race, whatever. If you are an American citizen and you're 18, you'll get $1,000 a month until you die. I think that's dope, because all that does is elevate. It puts society on a different pedestal. The people that are broke are still going to be the people that are broke relative to the people that are rich, because everybody gets this $1,000. The people that are still bad with their money, getting $1,000 isn't going to make them good at it. It's just going to give them more money to spend on dumb shit, which is still going to stimulate the economy. You know what I mean? There's a lot of minority business owners or striving business owners that can't get bank loans because the bank doesn't believe that they can pay that money back. Mm-hmm. Now they say it guaranteed, I can save at least $1,000 a month, to pay this fucking loan back, help me out. You know what I mean? That could be a huge paradigm shift. I think that's a really interesting concept,
Yeah, but past the AI taking everybody's jobs and back to the heart thing. I didn't dig too deep in that, but I want to see that process almost. They 3D printed from somebody's cells.
Yeah, so they took the human cells, the structure of a human cell, in action, and they replicated that within a 3D printer. But it was tissue, like it was tissue.
So it was shooting out tissue instead of plastic or whatever the material.
I believe so.
Fucking weird. And they built a whole heart.
And they built a fully functional heart. And I don't necessarily know if it's made from heart material, you know what I mean? But it is human cell.
Yeah, humans just cell by cell.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
They're all just specialized.
And they replicated a fully functioning human heart, which, I mean, to me, that's an amazing thing. My grandpa passed in October from heart failure, so I know that that's going to save heartache for a lot of people. But at the same time, devil's advocate, that it could also be playing God. Because as of right now, within any death, and it's kind of an interesting thing, because like right now within any death, people say, oh, that was his time, that was meant to happen. Essentially, that is going to thwart a lot of those situations. You know what I mean?
Yes and no. The one with surgeries, there's always complications. Just because you get a 3D printed heart doesn't mean you're going to make it out of the surgery. There's always risk involved. And life is a delicate thing in general. Like, you can replace all the organs and body parts you want, but that doesn't mean you're not going to get crushed by a truck or some freak accident happen and you're dead. So, I don't think it would be that impactful. Maybe expand our lifespans a little bit, but you could say the same thing potentially about modern medical advancements from now to You know, like
exactly
50 years ago.
He's like, well, you know, once we started curing polio, we really just started turning away from Jesus Christ. Polio was just natural. It was here. You fucking died, pocket full of posies, and that was the end of you, you know? So I'm sorry about it.
And somebody figured out a way to stop people from dying from polio.
Absolutely. No, I don't think it was polio. I think it was plague.
Oh, so eventually...
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the plague.
That's the plague.
The bubonic plague.
Yeah.
Well, man, one day we're all gonna live forever inside of this here simulation.
Do you think?
What if you die and it's like nothing ever happened? You just go to an alternate universe and keep on.
On some Rick and Morty shit. Did you see the episode where they were in the arcade?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the episode where they were in the arcade and you play that dude's life?
Roy.
And you live. What is it?
Roy,
bro, you live Roy's life. He's taking Roy off the grid, and he was running in the woods. Bro, that shit was flame. Like, he literally, like, bro, Morty really lived that nigga's life and, like, owned that shoe shop for years and died off that ladder just to wake up at the arcade and they're like, bro, you didn't even get a high score. Like, you would forget some shit like that. So, like, that's crazy if you, like, if we die and you just go, ah, fuck. And you just got a controller in a floating house. You know what I mean? Or you take your helmet off. You know what I mean? You're like, oh man, that was crazy, bro. He said, all right, almost late for work.
Man,
Quick 2-hour game.
I've taken my helmet off a couple of times.
consciousness. It's this
I like
crazy
that.
thing.
I like that, man.
Yeah, I've peeked in under the glass before. Man, I think the answers. Oh man, we get far out sometimes, but I think the answers are out there, man.
Well, of course they are.
They're out there, man. They're up there.
Google the
They're
Akashic Records. It's the collective consciousness. It's the place where all consciousness is taken from.
Oh, you're talking about the center of the vibes.
Yeah.
Are we ever gonna get into the vibes?
We can.
Or we still doing
No,
our-
we're building it
our
up.
digging and researching
Absolutely, absolutely.
on
We're
that.
building that up. It's soon to come.
People, everything around you is made of vibration. Some things just vibrate at a higher frequency.
Absolutely.
That's why you can't put your hand through the door.
And frequencies naturally can, when in tune, they make a bigger frequency. So that's why naturally you'll attract like vibe people. The vibe of your tribe.
Mm-hmm. The good vibe tribe.
Right,
But
which is essentially the law of
get
attraction.
too deep into that. We be going in sometimes. They probably think we're so weird.
Oh, dude,
Not
that
just
honestly, that is gonna be a podcast within itself. Real shit.
Yeah, we'll get. So we'll do that this episode right after I tell you about the end game. So what happened at the very beginning of the movie is
I'm ready.
there's a scene where it flashes red,
Okay.
and then it has a bunch of like comic book type scenes going through.
Like a flutter.
Yeah, like just
Okay.
a bunch of different scenes and scenes from the Marvel movies and shit.
Man,
And
they're
then
getting
kinda,
good at
like,
this
zooming
shit.
out, and then it says Marvel.
That's flame.
But that actually comes after something.
Okay.
It's
Well,
not
I
really
really
another
appreciate it.
movie. Spoiler alert.
So, for everybody that is watching here, I hope you didn't lose faith
Yeah.
in A Factor
Yeah.
as a human just now.
Let me say, you see the Marvel logo at the beginning, but it's not the very beginning.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, I'm officially not your friend, and I'm
Okay.
sure there's a lot of people out there that feel the same way. So, after I watch the movie, we can talk about rekindling.
No,
But other
see,
than that-
you can't. I don't think you can just decide you're not my friend because we vibe. And people that vibe, they always come back together. So even if you mad at me right now, I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Hey, bro, listen, bro. I love you. I don't gotta like you right now. All right.
All right, man. Anything else? I think we got to a lot of shit here, man.
Yeah. This felt good.
We got to some shit.
I felt like I stretched my legs.
Your boy Damian Lillard, he hit that nasty ass shot the other night. I just wanted to congratulate you.
Absolutely.
You guys are moving on to the next round of the playoffs. So shout out to Portland.
Honestly, personally, for me right now, I wouldn't say that I have any 2-week notices.
No.
I feel like the world is nice right now. Like people are getting down. They're doing their thing. I have a lot more congratulations than I do. You know, I haven't really seen anybody within this last 2 weeks like really, really fuck up. You know.
Kodak Black.
I mean, he stays fucking up. He was, he's out.
He was 2 weeks
he's on the curb
last week, but
he's on the curb.
Obviously, getting arrested, going to jail, and just the expeditiously song.
Expeditiously. I gotta watch that video.
Expeditiously. Yeah, Kodak Black, get the fuck out of here, and maybe you're right, man.
You know, man, everything was doing good. Everybody was doing good. Earth was dope.
I don't want to hate it. Earth was dope. I like that video.
That
Lil
was
Dicky Earth video had every fucking artist in the world in it.
everybody. That was super dope.
Except for Kanye West.
Which
So
was
we got
Kevin Hart.
to play his voice.
To say I'm Kanye West, which is really hilarious. Like, I bet you Kanye was like, nah. Like, you know, Kevin asked him and he was like, no, I'm not going to do it. Like, so he's like, all right. Dickie.
Yeah, Dickie says he didn't reach out to Kanye.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he says he didn't reach out to him.
Probably just fucking Kanye.
No, he says he's a huge fan.
No, he was at Sunday.
He says he's a huge fan. He just said that.
He went to Sunday service.
I don't remember why he said he didn't reach out to him, but he said it just it just didn't happen that way. He ended up not reaching out to him.
Mm.
That's super funny, man.
Well,
that's the love of Kevin. He said, that's hilarious, man. But yeah, Earth was dope. I really appreciated it. It was just,
good.
He's undeniable. Yeah, Lil Dicky's an entertainer. And at the end of the day, every single thing that he comes with is super clever. It's really creative. He has a really dope visual that really adds to the feeling of the song. And it's just like, bro, he delivers every time. Like,
yeah, he said he's been making that song for 3 years.
Really?
He said he started that session the same day he started the Freaky Friday session.
Damn.
And Freaky Friday just went faster, but he had this idea.
I bet you a good portion of that time was the video too.
Oh yeah, he said the video took like a year.
That animation was crazy.
Yeah, it was really like a Pixar movie.
Yeah.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm sure Leonardo DiCaprio, he probably plugged him up, man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Then again, who knows? Because Dickie's been doing crazy videos for a while.
So. But Lil Dicky did say that Leo.
That was another level.
He did say that Leo was his inspiration though, and he talked to him.
Yeah.
Shit, because Leo's
that's
big
clean.
on Earth.
Yeah, Leo's last
conservation.
When he won his Oscar. His Oscar speech.
Oh yeah, the whole speech was
completely about the fact that they had to go to the most southern tip of the world to get scenery like that because that scenery's no longer in everywhere else. You know what I mean? So he's like, this shit is real. Like, if you don't think that global warming is real, that's real.
Yeah, we need to take care of our simulation balls
and
through space.
Absolutely.
We're orbiting around a fireball. We need to take care of this thing.
Yeah, right? Especially when at any given moment
somebody can pull the plug.
Or a mountain can become an ocean.
Yeah. Alright, so we're going to love everything this week. We're going to kick Kodak out. I did have one more thing I wanted to get into, Avengers related though. Just a question.
Okay.
Who's the official first Avenger?
What do you mean?
Who would you consider the first person on the team?
Technically, Captain Marvel is the first Avenger.
She's not. She can't be the first Avenger, right? Because he seen the plane, right? He named the Avengers Initiative after her, but she
was like the first
Avenger.
one. Yeah, but essentially that would have been the first one. Like she asked, that was the first one he encountered. You know what I mean? Like that was the thing to say. Avengers are here. You know what I mean? Like she was the Avenger.
But the first Avenger is
Captain America,
right?
I mean, Destiny has the first Avenger to be
Because
Captain America.
was he the first one? He couldn't have been under the Avenger initiative, so how is he the first Avenger?
But an Avenger is a group, not a person. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a race of people. It's a group that you come into. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and if there's
Spider-Man wasn't always an Avenger. He was just recently an Avenger. So the first person I feel like that was in the group was Captain Marvel.
She already left by the time he changed the name.
I feel like Captain Marvel was like
That's okay.
a
That's
co-founder. Like,
Yeah.
I'd put her as a co-founder.
I'll put her as a co-founder.
I think Stark to me was like the first.
Okay.
The first.
Because he's the one that Fury came to, right?
Right.
Like, Fury came to him like, I'm putting together a team.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I consider Tony Stark the very first actual Avenger. Then the rest of it was built around Tony.
100%.
But he was the first official.
Yeah, for sure.
Avenger.
I mean, he's the driving force of the Infinity Saga, which is what they're gonna call it. Yeah. The 22 films thus far is the Infinity Saga. Yeah, so he's the driving force behind it for sure.
Yeah, so I thought that was an interesting question to ask. Who's the actual
That's crazy.
first Avenger? Because obviously Captain Marvel was the
She kind of started
named after her.
She was a part of starting it, but in terms of like being a member, I agree.
But Captain America is actually called the first Avenger, but the team wasn't started then. So Tony Stark was the first one that was the hero under the Avengers initiative.
Right.
Yeah.
Or technically the first hero movie out of all of them was the Hulk. So you could also make that argument that technically on screen he was the first Avenger setup.
No,
you know
I think the Hulk came after Iron Man. The official Hulk that's supposed to be
Edward Norton's Hulk came after Iron Man?
So.
I think it did.
Because I think that's when
I think you might be right.
I think it was the second one. Honestly, I think it was Iron Man and then Hulk was not too long after that. Within a couple of years.
I actually think you're right. I feel like, I don't know, I'm just looking at both films in my head and I feel like Iron Man is earlier. Yeah, alright, bet.
Iron Man was just way better.
Oh, for sure.
There's
nothing about that feel of like the first kidnap, like, I don't know. For me, that was just the dopest live action portrayal of like a comic book character so far. Like,
right. So let's just get into our
Panther.
review then, of Endgame. So
bro, close this out, bro.
Alright, well I guess we're not gonna get into Endgame this podcast, but thank you guys very much for listening. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, you subscribe.
Right now.
You rate and review.
Right now.
You're listening to on Apple Podcasts, because we need some rates and reviews to get our name posted up there in the stats and shit. So subscribe, rate, review, unsubscribe, rate and review again.
Yeah. Please.
And resubscribe.
And then resubscribe.
Yeah, and then
Don't forget that part. That's a very important part. Absolutely. Stay tuned. We're going to keep y'all entertained. Keep watching. Keep consuming.
Damn, shout out to the consumers. We'll see what
Big shouts out.
2 weeks from now.
Consumers, horse people, and the women out there getting down.
Shout out to the Beehive. I'm going to have to shout out the Beehive now.
Facts.